What am I doing here? Okay, these are the two enclosure sizes I could buy. This is like a switchboard cabinet with a door and metal, you know. This is all steel and it comes with a mounting plate inside. And these are the two sizes, 800 by 600 or 600 by 600. And this small rectangle is the size of the inverter, which I have looked up. So I'm not sure if I'm going with this, but just for a size comparison, this is approximately the size of the inverter. And here as well, same inverter in this smaller enclosure. So, well, I will have at least 2 charge controllers in there as well. And some safety fuses, lightning protection stuff, cabling. I really tend to go with a larger enclosure, especially considering I've got heaps of space here on this wall, you know. It's not like I'm constrained and need a smaller enclosure. The larger one, $300, including shipping. The smaller one, $220, including shipping. The size difference is not much. The width is the same, but the height is 200 mil smaller, but $80 difference. And let's have a quick look at the charge controller here. This is 15 by 15 round, and this is approximately the size of the solar charge controller. They are 15 by 15. That's the one I have at the moment. So I guess for a 30 amp charge controller it's roughly the same area. So I've got heaps of space on here, and we talked about in this other video when I asked you how much charge controllers do I need for 5 strings of solar panels. Do I need 5 controllers? Considering the shading we have with the trees in wintertime, not in summertime, in wintertime. So I will end up at least with 2 charge controllers for the east side of the roof and for the west side over here. So if I take all this into account, I would really, because I can fit easily 3 controllers in here and have more space for cabling and everything. Well, I can mount the inverter sideways, and then I've got space for 3 controllers here as well, plus the cabling. It would fit in here as well. But you never know what the future brings, you know. I may put up more panels here on this flat roof as well as on the other side of the garage. So, but I mean, how far do you go, you know? Or I take the smaller enclosure to start with, and if I'm running out of space, I have to buy another one of these ones. Well guys, this is always the problem I have. I always try to think far in the future and what may come and what I may need in the future. Well, I just don't want to start all over again, you know. I just want to make it as good as it gets right from the beginning. So, well, there would be the enclosure up here, solar cables coming in over there, it's a very short way, security stuff, solar charge controllers, inverter, and then we've got a short string of cables going down here where the battery sits, or maybe in this corner, I'm not sure yet. Maybe I move this shelf a little bit further and put the batteries in this corner there. I'm not 100% sure, but this is my idea at the moment. I probably go with a smaller enclosure, 600 by 600. This is enough for me to get started with all the gear I have, all the solar panels on both sides. That's 3000 watts of solar panels. The battery, the 3 kilowatt inverter, all the solar charge controllers, the safety fuses and all this gear, switches, monitoring, electronics. That's all I can think of at the moment. And this should all fit nicely into this 600 by 600 enclosure. I think I go with this. $220, including shipping, comes next week. And if I'm really running out of space afterwards, if I'm really extending the whole system furthermore, more panels, more batteries and everything, well, I need to come up with a second enclosure. I can buy the same one again and put it next to the other one. I've got another 600 by 600 then, and put all the solar charge controllers in one unit and all the inverter stuff in the other enclosure, for example. and have the batteries down here in a shelf or on this wheel situation. Who knows? Okay, let's stop thinking. Let's order stuff. We need to order stuff. We need to start this project. I overthink the whole situation a lot. I think far in the future, what may come, what I may need in the future, how far I can push this project with the batteries. Well, but who knows? You know, who knows? We need to start somewhere. And this was the same with the BMS for the batteries. It took me ages to make a decision to order the BMS. And I still haven't ordered an inverter yet. I know I want to go with a 3 kilowatt inverter, so 3 kilowatt permanent power. But I haven't ordered one yet. I've got several in my wish list and I'm comparing them every time, but the specs don't change. The more I compare, they don't change. I need to make a decision at some stage. I need to just order this stuff, you know. I need to get it in and then see if it works for me. And if not, well, that's a $300 mistake. Well, this could be a nice giveaway then here on the channel, right? All right, I have placed the order, but for the larger one. I had a look again, and well, if you do the calculations, what kind of enclosure you get from the size perspective in relation to the price you're paying, the big one is a little bit cheaper than the smaller one, as usually. So I ordered the bigger one. Well, 800 by 600 it is now. And look at this beautiful solar weather. Well, guys, welcome back to the video. I just found this footage I filmed here before me about selecting the right case from all my solar gear, and I totally forgot to actually continue filming at that day. So now that I have ordered this enclosure as well, we are getting more and more to the point where I have all the gear together to start building the actual battery and solar system now. And people are concerned or probably more overwhelmed about all this equipment you need to build such a simple battery system. And this is exactly right. You know, usually it should be, look at this, it should be simple like this. You should have solar panel, a charge controller and a battery and maybe a, what can we take as a, yeah, let's take the power supply. Okay, let's assume this is our inverter, you know. So, and an inverter. You're making solar power, the controller charges your battery, and the battery feeds the inverter, which makes your 220 volt or 110 volt wherever you live. And this is the whole setup. This is all you need. These are the main components you need for a solar system. And I'm keeping ordering all these little bits and pieces and parts and now an enclosure where everything goes in. And we need to order cables, and I've ordered an hydraulic lug crimper for the terminals and all this kind of stuff. There's a lot. You have got these lithium batteries and a BMS, and I can totally understand you. If you are new to this whole setup, to solar and battery technology, it gets totally overwhelmed. You hear bits and pieces here and there, and people using these parts and that equipment and doing the setup like this, and people say, no, you can't do it like this, you have to do it like this. You hear all these different opinions, especially online. It's overwhelming. Totally agree. So do you need all that? Do you need all that to build a system? I mean, apart from the electric chainsaw. Don't worry about that. Do you need all that? Of course you do. Of course you need all that to build such a system. But you don't need to buy it individually. See, apart from the battery, which is an individual thing depending on your circumstances and needs, and the solar basically goes onto your roof, all the other stuff, all the cabling, the solar charge controller, the inverter, you can buy all this in one single unit. So like my 80 by 600 enclosure, you can buy these units, you put on the wall and you connect everything, all your external components, and you are done. You don't need to worry about internal cabling from the charge controller to the inverter and battery, and low voltage disconnect functions. And this is already included in these devices. They are coming from different companies, and you can order them online. And they start at about $600-700 and go up to, well, is there... And they've got really good MPPT charge controllers and really good inverters in there, and everything is ready hooked up. You connect your solar panels, you connect your battery, and you connect your load, well, your garage or your shed or your van or whatever you have, your boat. Yeah, people left comments, they are living on a boat. They're using all this stuff on a boat. I didn't think about this, but absolutely, yes. It's an off-grid system, right? So you connect all these components to this one box and you're done. And you've got a nice display and some nice control buttons on it, and you program all your parameters in there. And this is the easiest way to build such a system. If you are planning to build such a system to power your cabin or your garage or your house or something, and you don't want to muck around with it later on, you just want to build the system and use it, buy such an all-in-one system. I call them set and forget, because this is pretty much what you do. You set this up, program it, and you're done. Forget about it. It works. It keeps everything under control. You've got the monitoring app on your mobile phone, and you're good. And a few people have suggested this to me as well. Andy, buy the MPP 5000 or whatever with a 5 kilowatt inverter. They are awesome. And they are 100% right. They are awesome. These are awesome products because they are so simple to install, and they are reliable, and they come with 3 years warranty and all this kind of stuff. So they're really good devices. But this is not for me. This is not for me, guys. I'm an experimenter. I do experiments here. I probably upgrade this solar system all the time then. Better charge controller, a different charge controller, a smaller one, a bigger one, a second one. Maybe we've got 5 all in total at the end. I don't know yet. I will start with a 3 kilowatt inverter. Is this enough to power the garage and charge the car as well? I don't know yet. As I just said before, I'm really not good in making these decisions, you know. I want to plan far ahead into the future, but I don't know if this all works together. But this is the beauty. If you put everything together individually, you can actually replace single parts of your system and upgrade them as per your needs, which you cannot do with these all-in-one units. They are already cabled and mounted, and everything is set up in this one box. So you cannot upgrade them. You would have to upgrade the whole hybrid inverter then. And at the beginning, before I started this YouTube channel and before I started this project, I looked into these hybrid controllers as well. And I said, well, this is the way to go. This is all you need. You put this thing into your garage here somewhere. They even connect to your power if you have. And if the battery goes flat and you don't have solar, they automatically switch to grid power and recharge your battery and power your house or your garage or something then. And I really thought, this is the way to go, Andy. You need to buy one of these, get a 3,000, 4,000 or 5,000 kilowatt system, put this in and you're done. Then I thought, okay, what about if I upgrade my solar system here then? How do I connect more solar panels to this system then? Because it may be already maxed out, or I can only connect a limited amount of solar panels to this system, and then the maximum threshold of charging current is reached. And the more I looked into this, I said, yeah, this is really good system, but it's not for me. It's not for me. I will... Well, by now you know me. I'm doing all these experiments and tests here, and I will continue doing this and keep uploading these videos for you guys, so you see what I'm doing, you learn from my mistakes, and you learn from my success if I have. So if you just want to build this one system, set and forget, buy one of these all-in-one off-grid or hybrid inverters and connect them, solar, battery, your load, done. Well, and if you use some of these lithium batteries here, you definitely need a battery management system for these cells. I will show you how to set this one up and connect this one to the battery correctly. And then we have a look at the app on your mobile phone where you can program this one to match your battery bank. You definitely need one of these as well. So if you go with bare lithium batteries, you need one of these as well. But even these days, you can buy these 100, 200, 300 ampere hour lithium battery banks already with built-in battery management system. So this looks basically like a big starter battery, but it has the lithium cells and the BMS already included. And you can combine these batteries in series and parallel as well. Of course, they are more expensive because everything is already cabled and connected and programmed for you. But if you are a beginner and a little bit worried about all this electronic stuff, buy some of these batteries and you're good to go. I will link some of these hybrid inverters and also these ready-to-use lithium batteries down in the description as well as on my website as well. Just have a look under the battery and solar details on the website, and you can find the links to Amazon and AliExpress. And if you choose some of these hybrid inverters with these ready-built lithium batteries, you don't need to worry about any of this at all. This is already set up for you. You just connect everything together and you're done. Well, you still need to connect your solar panels because they're on your roof, but this is fairly simple. All right, guys, so far this video from today. I'm glad I found this footage and now made the turn back to the basics of our channel here. And this is exactly where we landed now, back to the basics. Hybrid inverter, ready-built lithium battery banks, including BMSs and electronics, and you're set. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for all your support here on the channel. We will see us again in the next video very soon. Thanks, guys. See you then. Bye-bye.